there is a question, what is Buddha? And the answer goes like this, dry shit stick. So when I practice that, I just raise the question, what is this? And dry shit stick, and what is this? And then I sometimes get lost. So please give me some advice on my practice with that Hwadu.
It's a question about how to make use of this kongan or big question for your practice technically. I believe actually almost everyone, including myself, have that kind of experience. Oh, yeah, we talk about big question and kongan, what to do in our mind, especially while we're doing some sitting meditation, but often we are confused. So when I was talking about this Korean Bhikkhuni Snim, the nun, there was very actually big, good kind of tips in this relate to this question, because he said when she was introducing kind of Korean style Zen practice to him about this big question, right? And she said, but it's not about finding answer. It's very important. And actually, I mean, literally, if someone is very rational, it doesn't make sense. Because it's a big question and no answer. It's not about finding answer. It doesn't make sense, because when you say question means, there's supposed to be an answer. But that's just name. I don't know actually if that's, because I'm not a native English speaker. And even if someone is a native English speaker, it's probably, unless they really catch the true purpose of this big question practice, it's I think almost impossible to translate it. And even in Korean, in Sino-Korean, it's called Hwadu. It's from Chinese. I'm sure that that word is originally also from somewhere to China. So Sino-Korean, Hwadu means, Hwa means a word. Du means head, which means the front, before. So what the word is pointing is before word, before thinking. Literally meaning is not question, but it translated into great question. I don't know, perhaps maybe in English culture, English-speaking culture, that may give some more impact to catch the meaning. So, it's about before thinking. It's about ahead of a word. It's not about finding answer about a question. So often, even Zen Master Sahn used to say, like, when he talked about this Hwadu, a big, great question practicing people, because that's very long, has a long history in Korean Zen Sangha. And many people have the strong, big idea that I have to have a big question. Otherwise, I never be able to get enlightenment. So I have to have this big question. And it becomes almost attachment. So when that kind of big inquiry arises inside your mind, that's an authentic way, that's great. For example, like, if you look back why you started your practice, everyone had a big question. Why am I born in this world? That's not my choice. or my body is given by from my parents, but where originally really did I come from? Those kind of questions, so that you start exploring and trying to find some way to figure it out. And then you meet this probably big question, Hwadu practice. And then your whole focus is only about finding out the answer. So when you use the technique, this big question, or Hwadu, it's about actually this subject-object disappear. Who is keeping what? Oh, I'm keeping big question. That's already big separation, subject-object. It's not actually about the true approach of this big question technique. So that's why Zen Master Seung named it only don't know. Yeah, you can even ask yourself, who am I? You end up don't know. It can be called the answer, or ultimately it's not an answer. Actually, who am I is actually don't know. It's not a separation. That's why it's called before thinking. Before you think this is question and this is an answer. So if your big question practice is going right way, when you do something, you do just to do it 100%. When you're cutting the grass, you are the cutting grass is you. When you're washing the dishes, you are washing dishes, wash is you, which means there's no separation. That means your big question, the substance, is functioning very clearly. So in even theory, that's how you actually can try. Rather than like, who am I, then not just reciting the word don't know. Who am I, don't know is not ultimately a different thing. So yesterday I was leading one-day retreat, as you probably saw, and one participant asked me during interview, Sahn, could you give me a secret about how to deal with my ignorance? Because there are like three poison as Buddha taught: greed, anger, and ignorance. She said, I think I'm kind of able to manage with my own greed and anger, but this ignorance, even how can I recognize it when that happens? Only when I became ignorant, like stupid at a moment in some situation, then I make already mistake, and then later I always remember and regret it, and then there's no way to get out of it. So she was asking me, and then give me some secret, because we have known quite for a while, so kind of half joke, but actually half true. I know everyone struggle with that. So I told her something, because it was a Kwan interview, I couldn't talk much. And then during the circle talk, after the one-day retreat, we had the circle talk, and she talked about that. And then she said, 탄월스님 didn't give me any answer that satisfied me. She announced it during circle talk. That's how teachers also practice. But of course, we all, of course, in the burst into laugh, because she was also throw it out as a kind of amusement, and then I was also enjoying it, so that I have some chance to share more. Then I mentioned about, because people really want to understand. I want to understand, but that often becomes actually brings some side effect. You want to understand because if you understand something, then you feel secured. You think you'll be fine. Are you? Even if you understand, or you understand what the Kyol Che is about. You read our website very carefully. Okay, Haengwan's is half day work, half day practice. You came here, you started. Oh, well done, but there are a lot of things that you have to still deal. So we want to understand. So I gave her a little more understanding about this ignorance. If you remember our Heart Sutra, there is mention about ignorance. While it is mostly talk about everything is empty. Your body is empty, your feeling is empty, everything is empty. And then what he says about ignorance, no ignorance and no extinction of it. What do you think about? What do you think about rational people? Yeah, there is no ignorance originally, but there's no extinction of it either, which means that your ignorance will be forever. Does it mean that in English? Right? No extinction of it. You'll be forever. There's no ignorance, but your ignorance will be forever as well. So what can you do? If you are very much person who try to understand with your logic or your ration, no way to deal with that teaching word. So it is very important to attain. Like about this technique, using question, who am I? It's about like answer the question. Do I have to recite it or what? That's a lot of confusion. But when you just do it, no matter how clear or unclear it is on the way, you just keep trying, then you get your own experience and you figure out. So I hope that becomes a good tips for you, that just to maybe keep in your mind, sometimes just remind you that when you have the question, don't add anything else, because that's already don't know. But if when you say don't know inside your mind, that helps you, try that. And I hope someday that also just, become one. Okay.